Son, I'm here. I have something important to tell you, and it's no coincidence that you're listening to me now. There are times in life when decisions have to be made, and the time you have is shorter than you think. I call you to act, because what you do today will define your tomorrow. You already know what needs to be done. I've shown you the way. Act now, or you'll have to carry the weight of having missed out. It's not to scare you, but to remind you that your time is valuable, and every choice has its consequences. Don't waste another minute. Listen until the end, because every word you hear now could be the difference between living fully what I've prepared for you or continuing in the same place. I'm guiding you, but the decision to move is yours. Don't wait any longer. You're living through days when things seem uncertain, and I know that this can stir your heart. But understand, it's precisely at these times that you need to be more alert than ever. Don't get distracted by things that don't add to you. You are being prepared for situations to come, and they won't be easy. The challenges you will face will not be superficial, they will be tests of your faith, and it is important that you are aware of this. When these challenges come, they may hit you where you are most sensitive, in your relationships with the people you love. There will be times when you feel lost, perhaps even confused as to why some of these pains are happening within your inner circle. But remember, even in these moments, I am with you. Don't let yourself be shaken. Some of these challenges will be to strengthen your faith, to make you more resilient, more aware that the answers won't always be in what you can control. Some suffering will be necessary to shape you, to make you see what really matters and what you no longer need to carry. Speaking of relationships, take a good look at those around you. Not all friendships, not all ties you maintain, are really good for your life. I know it can be hard to accept, but some people you consider close may be sucking your energy, diverting you from the path I've laid out for you. These toxic relationships need to be identified and, if necessary, removed. It's not easy, I know. But you need to understand that the space they occupy could be filled with something much more valuable, something that strengthens you rather than weakens you. You are not alone. In all these situations, know that I'm at the forefront of your battles. I know that sometimes it can feel like you're fighting alone, but that's not the case. I'm working for you, even when you don't realize it. Your protection is my priority, and I would never let you fight without my presence. Even if the storm seems strong, even if the winds blow against you, I'm there, fighting by your side. Trust that. And speaking of trust, this is where the real key to overcoming difficult times lies. Don't try to carry everything yourself. The pain you feel, the struggles you face, they don't have to be faced by you alone. Give them to me. Let go of the weight in your hands and trust that I can transform what today seems impossible. Everything you need to grow, to become stronger, I am preparing for you. But this only happens when you open yourself up to handing over these struggles to me, to truly trusting that I am leading every step. I know that sometimes you may doubt, that uncertainty may make you think that nothing is changing, but trust. Transformation may not happen in the way you expect, or in the time frame you desire, but it is happening. I see the whole picture, I know what's coming, and I'm preparing the way for you to grow through these difficulties. So remain vigilant. Don't get distracted, don't let the problems around you take your attention away from me. I am the firm rock, and you just need to stay by my side so that nothing knocks you down. The trust you place in me will be what sustains you when trials come. Remember that the challenges you face today will be the victories you will reap tomorrow, if you remain faithful and give everything into my hands. If you feel that this message touches you, that somehow you've been waiting for these words, I invite you to continue with me. Subscribe, stay connected, because there is much more I want to reveal to you. Don't miss the opportunity to walk more closely with me. Doubt has the ability to weaken you in ways you don't even realize. It creeps in subtly, appearing innocent, but it's like a shadow that grows and spreads, occupying the space where there should be faith. And when doubt sets in, it opens doors to fears and insecurities that aren't real, but end up becoming an invisible prison. You start to hesitate, question, paralyze. This prevents you from taking action, from making the decisions you need to make. I'm here to tell you that doubt doesn't come from me. Doubt is a trap that wants to keep you from what I've already promised you. Every time you feel incapable, indecisive, or even lost, it's doubt trying to gain a foothold. And that's exactly why I call you to act with faith. Faith is the opposite of doubt. It's the force that drives you forward, even when you don't have all the answers, even when you can't see the whole path. You don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. Fear of error is another disguise for doubt. I am the light that illuminates your steps, and if you trust in me, even if you stumble, I will be here to pick you up. Faith is not about having absolute certainties all the time, but about trusting that, even if you don't see it, I am guiding what is to come. Every choice made in faith brings you closer to what I have planned for your life. So don't let doubt be an obstacle. Act in faith, because I am ahead of you. And know that you are not alone on this path. There are forces working on your behalf, even when you don't realize it. I have already assigned angels to protect you. They are all around you, working on your behalf, even at times when you think you are helpless. Often, you don't even notice, but things happen in a way that gets you out of dangerous situations, and that's no coincidence. I put these invisible forces into action to guard you. And these angels, who are constantly around you, have a clear mission: to protect you from the traps of the enemy, from the snares that you can't see, but which could hit you if it weren't for my intervention. So trust in this protection that is always there, even if you can't see it. Just as you can't see the wind, but you feel its effects, in the same way, the care I have for you is constantly at work, even when it's not visible to your eyes. It is important that you understand this, so that there is no doubt in your heart about how much you are protected. In moments of confusion, when everything around you seems uncertain, remember that I am the light that dispels all darkness. Often, you may feel as if you are walking in a dark place, not knowing where to go. But I bring light so that you can see the way clearly. When you seek me out, when you ask for my direction, I show you the way out of even the most complicated situations. I am the answer in the midst of your doubt. I am the clarity when confusion tries to envelop you. And whenever you feel like you're in a place of darkness, remember that I can get you out. I am with you, and my light is enough to illuminate any situation, no matter how complicated it may seem. Trust in that, because there is no darkness so deep that I can't dispel it. And now, something very important is about to happen in your life. I see things that you can't see yet. Changes are on the way, and these changes will be significant. I'm preparing something big, something that will transform your life in a way you don't expect. Perhaps, at first, it will seem difficult to understand why certain things are happening, or why some paths need to change. But know that everything is part of a bigger plan and that these changes are necessary for you to achieve the purpose I have for you. Some of these changes may come with challenges. You may feel fear or uncertainty in the middle of the process. But remember, I'm already preparing the ground, I'm taking care of every detail. The changes are not meant to harm you, but to align you with what I have in store for you. Even if it seems difficult at first, trust in what is to come. These changes will be like a renewal. Old things will need to be left behind and new doors will open. There will be moments of transition, and that's when you'll need to trust me even more. You won't see it all at once, but little by little the pieces will fall into place and you'll understand that everything is happening according to my plan for you. So stay tuned. Be prepared for what is to come. Don't cling to what is old, to what has already served its purpose. Leave room for the new, for what I am bringing into your life. Changes are not always easy, but they are necessary. And in the end, you'll see that it was all for a greater reason. If these words are speaking to you, if you feel that there is something in your heart that needs to be renewed, then continue with me. There is so much more I want to show you, so much more I want to do in your life. I know that the pain you feel at times seems unbearable. It seems that the weight of everything is too great, that the wounds in your heart are too deep. But I'm here to tell you that the pain you're going through is not in vain. I see what you're going through, and none of it is wasted. Pain has a purpose. I know it may be hard to believe this now, but pain, when given to me, becomes something greater. It strengthens you, renews you, makes you more resilient. This pain, although intense, is shaping your character. Every tear you shed, every feeling of weakness, is actually making room for me to work on your life in a deeper way. Pain is a process, and when you allow me to enter that process, it turns into growth. I'm not saying that you should seek out pain or resign yourself to it, but rather that when it appears, you should trust that I can use it to make you stronger. If you look back, you'll see that the most difficult moments in your life weren't the ones that destroyed you, but the ones that transformed you. The greatest internal changes have often come through periods of pain. And that's what I want you to understand. I am renewing you, even now, in the midst of this struggle. Pain, although momentary, generates something eternal within you. And there is no pain that I cannot transform into strength, no wound that I cannot heal. While you're going through this, it's important to pay attention to the people around you. I send you true allies, those who will be with you in the moments when everything seems to fall apart. They are the ones who, in trials, won't abandon you. Difficulties reveal who is really by your side. When everything is going well, it's easy for anyone to be there. But in times of pain, of uncertainty, it's when you can see who those who truly love you are, those who I've put in your life to support you. These allies are my gifts to you. They are there to help you carry your burdens, to give you a word of encouragement, to pray for you. Recognize them. Know how to value those who stay by your side, those who, despite your difficulties, don't abandon you. Not everyone who says they are with you really is, and trials will expose this. Pay attention to the signs. It's not to make you sad, but so that you can clearly see who should be walking with you. In the same way, be aware of those who approach you, but not with good intentions. Not everyone who appears friendly really wants your good. Some people, although they seem to be supporting you, may have ulterior motives. They may try to get close to you in your weakest moments, taking advantage of your vulnerability. This is not something new, so I warn you, be careful. Not everyone who smiles at you wishes you well. This doesn't mean that you should be suspicious of everyone and everything, but rather that you need to discern who is truly by your side. Ask me to give you the clarity to see who they are, because I see what you don't see. There are people who, if allowed, can take you away from the path I have laid out for you. That's why I want you to be attentive, confident that I am guiding you and that I will give you the wisdom to discern the intentions around you. But despite all this, I promise you victories. The struggles you face now are not the end. I see beyond. I see the battles you are yet to win, and I can assure you that they will be surprising. You may feel, right now, that you're fighting a war that seems impossible to win, but I'm working behind the scenes, preparing something that will surprise you. The victory that lies ahead of you will not be small. It will be so big that you will know that it was by my hand that it happened. The battles you face today are the field where tomorrow's victories will be won. It doesn't matter how big the giant in front of you is, because I am bigger than him. I am strengthening you so that, when the time is right, you can win in a way you never imagined. I don't make empty promises. When I promise you something, you can be sure that I will keep it. The victory I have prepared for you will be a testimony to everyone around you that I am faithful. So don't lose hope. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed by pain or disappointments. I am with you. Your story is not over yet. What seems like the end is actually the beginning of something new and greater. I'm preparing you for something you can't see yet, but which will soon become clear. I see what's coming, and I can assure you that what I have for you is good. Keep going, even when everything seems difficult. Don't give up, don't let yourself be paralyzed by pain or fear. Trust that I am with you every step of the way. And remember, the greatest victories come after the greatest battles. The pain you feel now will be transformed into joy, and the struggles you face will be the testimony of my faithfulness in your life. If you feel this message touching you in a special way, if it feels like I'm speaking directly to you, it's because I am. Don't ignore what you're feeling right now. I'm calling you to trust me more, to give your pain and your struggles into my hands. Your heart is the source of everything you do and everything you feel. That's where your decisions, your emotions, your hopes, and even your fears are born. And that's why you need to protect it carefully, because there are influences around you that can try to corrupt what's good inside you. Negativity tries to find loopholes, little openings, and infiltrates you in ways you don't even notice. When you least expect it, it's already affecting how you think, how you feel, and even how you see the world around you. This negativity can come in many forms. Sometimes it comes in the words of those around you, those who don't encourage you, those who only see the bad side of things. Other times, it manifests itself in inner thoughts, those that tell you that you're not capable, that you won't succeed, that your efforts are in vain. And if you're not attentive, this negativity begins to shape your decisions, your way of acting, reacting, and living. That's why you need to protect your heart. Protect it from these influences that want to weaken you. Don't allow pessimism or doubt to occupy the space that should be filled with faith and hope. You have control over who or what you let into your heart. And it is from there that your decisions take shape. When your heart is protected, your choices are clearer, more certain. You act wisely, firmly. But when it's vulnerable, your decisions can be influenced by fears and insecurities that don't come from me. I call on you, then, to always choose love. Love is the safest, truest path. It is the key to not allowing yourself to be contaminated by bitterness or hatred. When you choose love, you choose life, you choose peace. And this love I'm talking about isn't a fleeting feeling or one that's dependent on what others do for you. It's not love that expects something in return, or that only manifests itself when everything is fine. No, the love I'm asking you for is the love that remains even when things are difficult, even when the people around you fail or disappoint you. When you choose love, you also choose forgiveness. Forgiveness is an act of strength, not weakness. It's you saying that you won't allow resentment to control your life. You're not ignoring what happened, but you're deciding that you're not going to leave the wound open. Forgiveness closes the wounds that hatred and resentment try to keep open. And know that when you forgive, the person who benefits most is you. You release the weight that prevents you from moving forward. Don't hold on to what has hurt you in the past. I know that some of these wounds are deep, but I also know that you are stronger than you think. I created you to be resilient, to overcome. The wounds you carry don't define who you are. They are part of your story, but they are not the end of it. They are marks of survival, not defeat. I see what you've been through, I know every pain you felt, and I can assure you that these wounds don't diminish you. On the contrary, they are signs of the strength you have. You are here today because you overcame, you resisted. But now it's time to let those wounds really heal. Don't let them continue to define your decisions. You don't have to live with what hurt you anymore. Healing is in my hands, and it is available to you, if you allow me to work on your heart. And this healing begins with the small choices you make every day. The decisions you make today shape your future. Don't wait any longer to do what needs to be done. Don't procrastinate. Every day is an opportunity for you to move forward, to get closer to what I have prepared for you. Don't let fear or doubt put you off doing what's important. I know that sometimes it seems easier to put things off until later, but know that time doesn't go back. The choices you make now have a direct impact on what you will experience tomorrow. Don't waste these opportunities. Choose to act wisely. And for that, always seek discernment. Not everyone around you deserves your trust. Not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Ask me to give you the clarity to see beyond appearances. Discernment is a precious gift, because it helps you identify who is really with you, who loves you, and who might be an obstacle in your path. Don't trust just anyone. This doesn't mean living with distrust or fear, but with awareness. I will give you the wisdom to realize who is worthy of your trust and who is not. Life is made up of decisions, son. Decisions that, even if they seem small, build the future. And that's why I'm always here, guiding you. Protect your heart, choose love, seek healing and act with discernment. These are the keys that will lead you to a fulfilling life, a life in which you can walk safely, knowing that you are following the right path. Now, I want you to reflect on what we've just talked about. What is in your heart? How have you dealt with your daily choices? Comment, share what you're feeling, because I want to continue guiding you and helping you on this journey. I know that you face challenges that seem enormous, situations that make you feel small in the face of everything that is happening. But today I want to remind you of something very important. These challenges that arise in your life are not barriers that prevent you from growing. They are opportunities. Opportunities for you to become stronger, wiser, more aware of who you really are. I know that, many times, the weight of the difficulties can seem unbearable, but that's exactly when you can grow. Every challenge that comes your way is a chance to develop something in you that may not yet be fully formed. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's perseverance, maybe it's faith. Whatever it is, I am allowing these challenges to appear so that you can grow. Don't see problems as the end of the road, but as part of the process. What seems like an obstacle now is actually a turning point. It is through difficulties that you learn to trust me more and to see beyond what your eyes can see. Growth doesn't happen on easy days. It happens when you are put to the test, when your strength is tested. And even if you don't realize it, I'm working on you during those moments. What I'm doing is not to destroy you, but to shape you. The resistance you develop today is what will sustain you tomorrow. And I know that, at this very moment, you may not see the reason behind it all, but trust that I am leading you through each challenge so that you come out stronger on the other side. Have you ever noticed that it's in the most difficult moments that your true strength appears? When everything seems to be falling apart, that's when you discover how much you can take, how much you can resist. Sometimes you have to be pushed to the limit to realize the strength that I have already placed within you. This strength doesn't come from outside, it comes from me. It's inside you, waiting for the right moment to manifest itself. I have made you strong, but it is in moments of adversity that this strength is revealed. When you face a situation that seems impossible, know that I am enabling you to overcome it. I would never allow you to go through anything that you couldn't handle. And even if you sometimes feel weak, I am your strength. In the moments when you think you can't go on any longer, I'll be by your side, supporting you, lifting you up. I know you better than you know yourself. I know every thought, every worry that crosses your mind. I know when you feel you don't have the strength to go on. But I'm here to remind you that you're never alone. Even if the world around you seems dark, even if you feel isolated, I am always with you. My presence is constant. I don't leave you, I don't abandon you. I am like the light that shines in the middle of the darkness, like the shelter in the middle of the storm. When you feel alone, remember that I am with you. In the quietest moments, when it seems that no one is listening to your prayers, I am there, listening to every word, understanding every pain. And even when you can't see it, I'm acting. My work in your life doesn't stop, even when you don't realize it. I am by your side, walking with you every step of the way, guiding your path and protecting your heart. You have never been and will never be abandoned. When the people around you fail, when everything seems to fall apart, know that I am the rock that doesn't move. I am the foundation that sustains your life. Trust in my presence, because it is constant, unshakable. Even if you don't feel it, I am there. And it is this presence that gives you the security to move forward, even when the path seems uncertain. Now, son, I want you to know that there is a plan for your life. I didn't put you here by chance. Your life has a purpose, and I have already mapped out that path from the beginning. Sometimes you may feel lost, not knowing where to go, but I have a plan of hope for you. I don't allow you to face challenges without a reason. Everything that is happening right now is part of a bigger plan, a plan that you may not be able to see at the moment, but that I already see in its entirety. This plan is one of hope. It's not one of defeat, it's not one of failure. I didn't create you to live in despair or uncertainty. I created you to have a life of purpose, a life full of meaning. Even if you're going through a difficult time right now, what I have for you is a future of hope, of peace, of joy. Trust in that, because I am faithful. I am the author of your story, and it doesn't end here. What seems like a moment of pain now will be transformed into a future of victory. I will lead you to a place of hope, even if the way there is difficult. Remember, the challenges you face now are part of this process. They will not defeat you, they will strengthen you. And in the end, you'll see that my plan for you was far greater than any obstacle that came your way. When you feel like you're in the middle of a battle, remember that this battle won't be forever. I am already preparing the ground for your victory. Every struggle, every challenge you face now, is part of something bigger. And I am already ahead, guiding you into a future of hope. Don't look at obstacles as the end, but as part of the path that leads to the purpose I have for you. If this message has touched your heart, share it with those you love. I know that there are many other people who need to hear this word, who need to be reminded that there is hope, even in the most difficult times. Each day brings with it an opportunity for renewal. Life is not static, it is always on the move, and so it should be with you too. I have called you to live in constant transformation. This means that every day there is something new that can be changed, something that can be perfected in you. Renewal is not a one-off event, but an ongoing process. And it is in this process that you find healing for many of the wounds you carry. I know that there are areas of your life that you would like to see transformed, situations that seem to trap you in old patterns and that you find difficult to overcome. But I want you to know that the transformation you seek is possible, and it starts within you. Every day, when you wake up, you are given the chance to do something different, to think differently, to act in a way that is more in line with who I created you to be. True transformation is not superficial, it happens in the heart, in the mind, in your attitudes. If you allow me, I can guide you along this path of daily renewal. I can help you leave behind the patterns that no longer serve you, the beliefs that limit you, the fears that hold you back. Healing begins when you decide to open yourself up to this transformation, when you understand that even though the process may be painful at times, the end result is worth it. You don't have to carry the weight of your past pain forever. Every day, I offer you the opportunity to free yourself a little more, to heal a little more, to move forward towards the person I planned you to be. But, son, part of this process of transformation also involves making conscious decisions about who you allow into your life. Not all influences are good, not everyone around you is interested in your well-being. Some people may only be there to drain your energy, to take you away from the path I have for you. And it's important that you have the discernment to recognize who brings you closer to me and who pushes you away. I didn't call you to live a life surrounded by negative influences. When you realize that someone around you is undermining your faith, sucking your joy, or encouraging you to follow paths that are not good, it's time to walk away. This doesn't mean that you should abandon the people you live with, but rather that you should be selective with the influences you accept into your life. Be close to those who build you up, who encourage you to grow, who bring you closer to my presence. And move away, with wisdom and love, from those who drain your spirit and divert your focus. If you allow negative influences to linger around you, they can stifle the work I'm trying to do in you. The transformation I want to bring about in your life can be interrupted when you surround yourself with people or situations that don't contribute to your spiritual growth. So make that choice carefully. I'm at your side to help you discern who deserves your time and trust, but it's important that you are also attentive. And speaking of choices, it's essential that you understand what true prosperity is. The world often tells you that prosperity is linked to material goods, to external achievements, to gains that can be seen or measured. But I tell you that true prosperity doesn't lie in the things you can accumulate. True wealth lies in your soul, in your peace, in your relationship with me. When you put your happiness in material things, you attach yourself to something that is fleeting. These things may bring you momentary joy, but they don't fill the emptiness inside you. Only I can do that. I offer you a prosperity that is not measured by the money you have or the success you achieve, but by the depth of your connection with me. True wealth lies in your ability to find peace in me, to be grateful for each day, to live with purpose and meaning. Son, don't be fooled by the illusions of wealth that the world tries to sell you. You can have a lot but still feel empty. And you can have little but be full of joy, peace and satisfaction, because your true prosperity doesn't come from external things, but from the state of your spirit. I have called you to live a prosperous life, but this prosperity is based on your spiritual growth, on your ability to live according to the principles I have given you, on your trust that I will always provide you with what you need. But in order to experience this prosperity, you need to learn to control your desires. I have given you desires and needs, but they must never dominate you. Don't let your desires lead you down paths that take you away from me. Sometimes what you want isn't always what you need, and I'm here to guide you in that discernment. Your desires are natural, but when they start to take center stage in your life, you lose focus. I invite you to seek my guidance in everything you desire. Allow me to show you what is good, what is necessary, what will bring you peace and joy. Not everything you want is the best for you, and I can help you see that. When you put your desires above my will, you run the risk of losing yourself, of making impulsive decisions that could have consequences you don't want. Always seek my guidance, and I will help you to control your desires, to direct them towards what really matters. I don't forbid you to have dreams, to desire things, but I do call on you to put me at the center of your decisions. When you do this, your desires begin to align with what I have for you. And what I have for you is always the best, even if sometimes you don't see it at the time. I have called you to live a life of fulfillment, of purpose, of true prosperity. But that life begins with daily choices, with the decision to renew yourself every day, to turn away from the influences that distance you from me, to seek the true wealth that comes from spiritual growth, and to learn to control the desires that can sometimes lead you astray. There are people, situations, and feelings that can lead your heart away from me if you're not careful. That's why I'm asking you, guard your heart with zeal. Not everyone who comes into your life is there for your good. I know you have a great desire to trust, to open up to those around you, but not everyone deserves that space. Trust is something very precious, something that must be given wisely. When you put your trust in someone, you are opening up a part of yourself that is sacred, and not everyone will know how to handle it in the right way. Therefore, I call on you to be cautious. Allow me to help you discern who really deserves to be close to your heart. This doesn't mean that you should live suspiciously or be closed off to others. What I want is for you to have the wisdom to choose with whom to share your life, your secrets, your pain. I know you deeply, and I can guide you in these decisions. Remember that you don't have to carry the weight of blindly trusting everyone. I'm here to help you see who really means well and who could end up hurting you. Guard your heart, son, because everything you do depends on it. And along with that, I want to remind you that true freedom comes when you surrender to me. I know that sometimes this word, surrender, can sound like weakness, like you're giving up the fight. But I want you to understand that surrendering to me is not the end of your strength, it's the beginning of true freedom. When you try to carry everything yourself, when you try to control every aspect of your life, the weight can become overwhelming. But I didn't create you to live like this. I called you so that you could find rest in me, so that you could be free of everything that holds you back. Surrender to me is understanding that I know what's best for you. It's trusting that when you put your struggles, your fears, your worries in my hands, I'll take care of everything. I don't leave you alone in the midst of your battles. I'm always ahead, always by your side, always ready to guide you. When you surrender to me, you stop carrying the weight that wasn't meant for you to carry. That's how you find true freedom. Not freedom from the world, but freedom of your soul, your mind, your spirit. And part of that freedom, son, is learning to reject envy. I know you live in a world where it's easy to look the other way and compare your life with others. But that's a trap. Envy eats away at your peace, it takes you away from me and the purpose I have for you. When you want what others have, you lose sight of the blessings I have already given you. And I've given you much more than you can imagine. Envy makes you focus on what is lacking, when I call you to focus on what has already been provided. Be grateful for the little and big things that are already in your life. Every detail, every person, every moment has been carefully placed by me. When you practice gratitude, you drive envy out of your heart and make room for peace. And when that peace takes hold of you, it's easier to realize that what others have doesn't define who you are. I made you unique, with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Don't be distracted by what happens in other people's lives. Pay attention to what I'm doing in yours. And when your heart is full of gratitude, you'll see how envy loses its power to keep you from the peace I want to give you. I also want to talk about something you may have already heard, but which needs to be constantly remembered: seek my justice, seek my kingdom. The world has many forms of justice, many ways of trying to correct what is wrong, but true justice comes from me. When you prioritize my kingdom, you are putting your focus on what really matters. I am not calling you to seek the things of this world, but to seek that which is eternal, that which brings true fulfillment. Seeking my righteousness is living according to the principles I have established. It is to treat others with love, with kindness, with compassion. It's standing up for what's right, even when it costs you something. It's having integrity, honesty, and being a reflection of my character in your actions. When you seek my kingdom, all the other things are added. Don't worry so much about what you're going to eat, where you're going to live. I already know what you need and I will provide it all at the right time. If you trust me, if you make my kingdom your priority, I promise you that you will find fulfillment. That's true fulfillment, the kind that can't be taken away, the kind that doesn't depend on the circumstances around you. It's not a promise that everything will be easy, but that I will be with you in every situation, guiding, providing and giving you peace. Now, after hearing all this, I invite you to reflect. How can you apply this to your life? Perhaps it's time to look at those around you and assess whether they are helping or hurting your heart. Perhaps you need to practice gratitude more to combat envy. Or maybe you need to stop trying to carry everything yourself and learn to surrender to me. I'm here, ready to help you in each of these areas. And if this made sense to you, if it touched your heart in some way, think about who else could benefit from this message. Don't just keep it to yourself. There are many other people who need to hear what you've just heard. You could be the channel I use to touch the life of someone who needs this word. So don't hesitate to carry this message forward. And remember, I'm always here, ready to guide you, strengthen you, and show you the way. Guarding your heart, surrendering to me, rejecting envy and seeking my righteousness are steps that will bring you closer to the purpose I have for you. And I promise you that by following these steps, you will find the true peace and freedom you so desperately seek. The transformation you desire, the change you long to see in your life, doesn't happen overnight. Everything takes time. It's not a matter of days, or even weeks. Sometimes it can take months or even years for you to see the full results of what is being done inside you. But that doesn't mean that I'm not taking action. On the contrary, it is in the process that I am most present, shaping every detail of your soul, your spirit and your character. I know you're asking yourself, why do things take so long? Why does nothing seem to change? The answer lies in time. Haste often doesn't allow roots to grow strongly. If I sped everything up, the changes could be superficial and fleeting. But when I allow the process to be slow, it's because I'm creating something deep and lasting within you. Every difficult situation, every challenge, every moment of waiting is part of building a solid foundation so that you can grow in a healthy way. I know that waiting can be uncomfortable, that you'd like to see everything resolved quickly, but understand, patience in the process of transformation is crucial. When you learn to trust me, even when you don't see immediate results, you begin to develop true faith. A faith that doesn't depend on circumstances, but on the certainty that I am at work in your life, even in the quiet moments. This is the faith that sustains you, that gives you the strength to carry on, even when everything around you seems to be at a standstill. Throughout this process, I also want you to look inside yourself. Yes, trust me, but also do some self-reflection. Transformation is not just about what I do for you, but about what happens inside you. Take the time to get to know yourself better. Examine your actions, your words, your motivations. Is everything you've been doing in line with the teachings I've given you? Do your decisions reflect the love, compassion, and truth that I teach so much? It's easy to look outwards and blame circumstances or others for what happens, but true wisdom lies in looking inwards. I give you the ability to change, but you need to be willing to recognize what needs to be changed. This is not to burden you or make you feel guilty, but to bring you clarity. As you get to know yourself better, you can identify what still needs to be transformed and open yourself up to allow me to do this work in you. This is an ongoing process, son. It's not something that happens once and is resolved. Every day you have the chance to grow, to renew yourself, to align yourself more and more with the purpose I have for you. And don't worry if you realize that you still have a lot to learn or change. I'm not in a hurry. I'm with you every step of the way, patiently guiding, shaping and transforming. I know that sometimes it can be difficult to deal with your own shortcomings and limitations. You may feel frustrated, thinking that you should have overcome certain behaviors or attitudes by now. But I want to remind you that I don't expect perfection from you. I know every detail of your journey, every obstacle you face, and I'm here to help you grow. Transformation is a process full of ups and downs, and it's okay to fall from time to time. The important thing is to get up, learn from each fall and keep moving forward. And while you're on this path, patience becomes your great ally. Patience with the time things take, patience with others and, above all, patience with yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I see your effort. I see the desire you have to be a better person, more in line with what I want for you. I see every little step you take, even when you think you're not going fast enough. Deep down, you have to understand that what matters is not the speed of your transformation, but the direction. As long as you're moving in the right direction, even slowly, you're on the right track. And, son, every day you get closer to becoming the person I know you can be. Trust in that. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. I also want you to understand that self-knowledge is a powerful tool. By getting to know yourself better, you begin to identify patterns of behavior, of thinking, which may need to be adjusted. Perhaps there are attitudes that, without realizing it, you've been repeating throughout your life and that are preventing you from moving forward. But by becoming more self-aware, you gain the ability to change these patterns. Self-reflection is a gift I give you so that you can get closer to me. When you know yourself deeply, you also understand better the way I created you, the gifts I placed in you, the talents that are there, ready to be used for a greater purpose. And that gives you more clarity about the path I want you to follow. Don't be afraid to look inside yourself. I know it can be uncomfortable at times, that it can bring up things you'd rather ignore. But it is in this process that you become stronger. By confronting your weaknesses, you allow me to enter the deepest areas of your being, those that you may have tried to hide even from yourself. And when you let me work on these areas, that's when the real transformation begins to take place. This journey you're on, this quest for transformation and self-knowledge, is one of the most valuable things you can do. Because, at the end of the day, everything I'm doing in your life has a purpose, to prepare you for something greater, to shape you so that you're ready to live the plan I have for you. And I assure you, son, that plan is full of hope, peace and accomplishments that go beyond what you can imagine. Now, as you continue in this process, I invite you to reflect on what we've talked about today. Take a moment to think about your patience, about how you have dealt with the time it takes for things to happen. Ask yourself, have I trusted myself enough to wait the right amount of time for each thing? And also take the time to get to know yourself better. Examine your actions, your motivations, and see if they are in line with what you know is right. If you find areas that need work, don't despair. I'm here to help you make those adjustments, to correct course when necessary. And, son, remember, every step, however small it may seem, brings you closer to what I have planned for you. Don't give up. Keep trusting, keep moving forward, and I promise you that the transformation you so desire will happen, in due course. I know that you often find it easier to forgive others than yourself. Perhaps you blame yourself for past mistakes, for choices you've made or failed to make, and this has weighed heavily on your heart. But I'm asking you to release this guilt, this regret. Don't carry this burden any longer. I don't want you to keep punishing yourself for things that have already passed. When I look at you, I don't see the mistakes you've made, I see who you are now, and who you can become. The forgiveness you offer yourself is just as important as the forgiveness you offer others. By forgiving yourself, you make room for me to act more deeply in your life, removing the barriers that the past has placed around your heart. You can't change what has already happened, but you can decide how it will impact your future. Every time you choose to forgive yourself, you are accepting my grace. And when you do, something powerful happens. Your heart becomes lighter, more receptive to the blessings I have for you. Let the sorrows of the past be dissipated by my peace. The more you let go of guilt, the more you open up to the joy, peace, and clarity that I want to give you. And how can you keep this clarity, this peace in your life? The answer lies in constant prayer. Prayer is your direct connection with me. It doesn't have to be formal, full of fancy words. Talk to me the way you talk to those you trust. I'm always listening. When you bring me your worries, your doubts, your fears, and even your joys, you allow me into every area of your life. And there's nowhere I can't bring light. Maintaining this constant communication with me, even in the most challenging moments, strengthens your faith. Prayer is not only for when things are difficult, but also for moments of gratitude, when you recognize the blessings that are already present. I want you to develop the habit of talking to me throughout the day, even if it's just quick words of thanks or requests for guidance. This will bring you a peace that surpasses all understanding. The practice of gratitude is the next step on this journey. Every time you choose to be grateful, you change your perspective. You begin to notice the small and large blessings that often go unnoticed. Waking up healthy, having people who love you, having a roof over your head, these are gifts that should be recognized. When you give thanks, you not only honor what you already have, but you also open yourself up to receiving more. Gratitude attracts more blessings, more goodness, because it aligns your heart with the flow of abundance that I have for you. No matter what is happening around you, there will always be something to be grateful for. And when you start cultivating this attitude on a daily basis, you notice that your outlook on life changes. Difficulties can seem less burdensome, challenges more manageable, because you know deep down that you are surrounded by my goodness. And this positive outlook attracts even more reasons to be grateful. Now, I want you to think for a moment, is there something you need to forgive in yourself today? Something you've been holding on to that needs to be released? If so, now is the time to do it. Tell yourself that you deserve the same forgiveness that you offer to others. And then pray. Talk to me. Give me your worries, and trust that I'm taking care of everything. And don't forget to be grateful, every day, for the little and big things that surround you. Before closing, I invite you to comment below on the word grace. It symbolizes the kindness and undeserved favor that I shower on your life, regardless of your mistakes. By writing this word, You are reaffirming your commitment to release the past and walk with a light heart, ready to receive my blessings. And while we're at this moment of reflection and communion, take the opportunity to check that you're already subscribed to the channel. This is important, because it will keep you connected with these messages I send you, always remembering that I am by your side, guiding your steps. If this message has touched your heart, share it with someone who also needs to hear about the power of forgiveness, prayer, and gratitude. And, of course, don't forget to leave your like so that this message reaches more people. Now, son, let's pray together for this moment of transformation. Pray with me. God, I surrender to you all my hurts, all the mistakes of the past that still weigh on my heart. I ask you to help me forgive myself and release the guilt that holds me back. I know that your grace can reach me and set me free. Help me to practice gratitude every day, recognizing the blessings I have already received and trusting that there are more to come. Strengthen my faith through constant prayer, so that I always remember that you are with me, guiding every step I take. May your peace reign in my heart and mind, now and always. Amen. May this prayer strengthen you, child. May forgiveness bring you peace, prayer connect you with the divine, and gratitude transform your outlook on life. I'm still here, guiding you, always.